Hi, I am Sharonda, and I am here with Mrs. Desiree Rutherford of Rutherford Farms.
Today I'd like to explain a little bit about organic. USDA organic labels
Okay.
are governed by the National Organic Program. And the National Organic Program tells us organic farmers how we are going to farm vegetables, fruits, herbs, and row crops, or eggs, beef, pork, how we are supposed to raise all of those commodities for the public or for commerce across the ocean. To be certified organic, you have to abide by the rules, which includes an inspector coming to your farm, looking at your operation and asking you about what you've used in the soil, or possibly what you're feeding your animals, and what have them practices been for a minimum of 3 years.
3 years.
3
okay.
years. If you were producing last year conventionally, and I'm going to explain that word in a moment, then you cannot be certified organic. It has to be 3 years, or you must have an affidavit from the previous owner or operator that nothing chemically synthetic was used on the farm as a fertilizer or an input.
So as a consumer, that's good to know that you can't just, or a farmer can't just up and say, oh, this is organic, when
it may not be.
It may not be. And then for 3 years, that's also important, because the different fertilizers and things that are used, if it was used last year and you're not using that chemical this year, it still can be in the ground, right? And still affecting what your crop. So it is important that you're following those guidelines for a length of time, so that the crop can actually be organic.
For those who are not certified yet, there's the natural label.
Okay.
The natural label means that you're technically not certified organic. You cannot use that word in any advertising you do, whether it be at a restaurant, at a farmer's market, on a vegetable stand. You cannot use the organic label, but you can say this is naturally grown.
Okay, that's fair.
A lot of farms try to convert over time, and so for several years they may say, okay, we're going to be natural. And that means that they have limited the use of any type of chemical, herbicides, or pesticides. Conventional farming, I don't know if they can see in the background the soybeans. It's pretty far out in the distance, but that is a conventional crop. Conventional means that it was grown using all the herbicides and pesticides that are known to man. They can use anything that they want to spray those beans.
And that is probably what we're used to having or consuming from the typical grocery stores.
Exactly. And this movement was started in the 1960s. The delineation started with organic, natural, and conventional. There is a large company in Missouri that produces genetically modified organisms. It was their scientific breakthrough. And to explain to everybody what that is, they've actually went into the DNA of the seed, and they have injected it with either a herbicide or a pesticide.
The seed.
The seed. And when it grows, that is systemic. It comes up through the plant and then is in the fruit.
It doesn't have a choice but to be.
It has to be. It has to be. So genetically modified organisms like Roundup Ready soybeans, that pesticide is actually in the soybean itself. And it is the same.
You can't wash it off.
Can't wash it off. Can't cook it out. It's in there forever. Those seeds are treated to be that way. And fortunately for the organic movement, now after 30 or 40 years of conventional farming, The proof is coming up now that those genetically modified organisms, our seeds, are becoming mutant. And although a farmer can't save his seeds to grow, I mean by mutant, those bugs that they were trying to prevent from eating the soybean and the soybean plant have now created their own DNA to resist it.
Wow.
So now we have what we call superbugs.
Wow.
And this is happening with corn and it's happening with soybeans. About 90% of the soybeans in the United States is all genetically modified. About 95% of the corn in the United States is actually genetically modified. Corn, the other major culprit, they have bred into the plant particular pesticides that kill the cutworm. So the cutworm does not eat the roots. So they created it in the DNA. So when you're eating that ear of corn, that pesticide is actually in the ear of corn. But what they have found out the last couple of years, now the cutworm has actually mutated and is resisting that.
Wow.
So now they have to create another pesticide or herbicide to keep those bugs and weeds down in their fields. And recently, matter of fact, this year has been a big year where they were spraying the soybeans even after they were Roundup ready, and they burned them all because the pesticide was the wrong mix.
Oh, wow. Well, with Create a New You, we talk a lot about what you eat, how you treat your body, what you're doing to your body, and understanding that what you put in is what you get out. So ailments, and I know you could go on and on about that. If whatever, different ailments that you may have in your body,
all of the above
can be or is a result of what you're putting in, and can be relieved by what you put in. So I say that that your food is what either slowly killing you or is healing you. And we want the stuff that's healing us. And these GMOs would be something that would be slowly killing us.
If you look online at Jeffrey Smith's website or read one of his books, it's the Institute for Responsible Technology. He goes into explaining and teaching that the animals that they are feeding, the chickens, where you get the eggs from the grocery store, and the pork and the beef, have all ate grain that is genetically modified, and how it actually alters the inside of those creatures. And then we eat the meat. And on a cellular level, it stacks on our cells instead of our cells being able to rejuvenate. So at all costs. There's a whole list on Jeffrey Smith's website of canola oil, corn oil, any of those things that you think might be healthy. Check the label. If it's not organic, sunflower oil, they are messing with all that DNA. And it's really altering the animals, and it's altering us because we are ingesting that. So it's an ongoing issue.
Tell the people how they can contact you if they like.
They can reach me through email at Rutherford_farm@yahoo.com. They can also call my cell phone. It's 636-279-5350. They can also find us on Facebook at Rutherford Farm. That's all you have to search on, and we'll pop right up there and join us.
Absolutely. Again, I am Sharonda, and this is Mrs. Desiree Rutherford of Rutherford Farms. We are in beautiful Missouri.
Yes, Lincoln County. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.